Moving on, the NCAA tournament, much better topic here to talk about, and that's college basketball and March Madness and coming down to the Final Four now. And it's been an amazing tournament, especially with it all happening in one city.
Yeah, it's been awesome. After not having it last year, just watching it this year, you're just seeing what you missed. For a couple of weeks last year, one of the events that everybody, even people who don't watch college basketball or watch basketball at all, they're in office pools and people are watching the games. And the first day when there's a million games on, it's just an awesome event for everybody to get involved in. If you went to one of the schools, you're paying attention even if you don't like sports. And I think the biggest question right now is, now that we're into the Final Four, first of all, UCLA, Michigan last night was awesome. I mean, it was a low-scoring game, but you have the 11 seed, you have Michigan, who was a 1 seed, who's been really good all year. Just to see that game, that was unbelievable, and I can't believe UCLA is in the Final Four. That's crazy. Not that the school hasn't been there, because they've been there a lot, but they haven't been there since, I think, 2004 when Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook were there. So, it's been a while for them, and good to see them get back in there. But I think the biggest question now is, who can beat Gonzaga? Because Gonzaga looks so good right now. They just look, they played USC, and I thought USC with the Mobley brothers and some size might give Gonzaga some trouble, because Gonzaga is not huge. Timmy's in the inside there, and he's a very skilled player. He's not really a big, massive player, and Gonzaga had no problem with USC. I mean, it was like they controlled the game throughout. So I don't think they're going to have a hard time with UCLA, but we've said that about other matchups with UCLA. So it's going to be very interesting. But who is going to beat Gonzaga? I think the one team that might be able to do it is Baylor. I think Baylor has enough firepower at the perimeter to really do something against Gonzaga, because you saw a team that had some size in USC have a tough time with Gonzaga. The way that they get up and down the floor and score in bunches is what makes them so good. But if you have guards on the opposing team that can knock down open shots, but also create havoc in the backcourt when they're on defense, create some turnovers, I think that's the way that you beat Gonzaga, is to knock down threes and create turnovers in the defensive end. We haven't really seen that yet. Gonzaga does a good job taking care of the ball, and they score so well that it's tough for teams to keep up. But I think Baylor, out of the 4 teams left, out of Baylor, Houston, and UCLA, I think Baylor is the one that has a chance to possibly beat Gonzaga. I'm still putting my money on Gonzaga, but Baylor could be the one.
Smart man, putting your money on Gonzaga. I wish I had my bracket here, because I had picked Gonzaga from the beginning. I mean, they had such an impressive season to me. And it's like they knocked off, and it's not like they play in an easy conference. They play in a pretty tough conference, especially for basketball. And so, I mean, they just tore through the conference and through the league and through the nation in their season, and we just continued it on into the tournament. So I'm not shocked to see them here at this point. But the tournament, first off, has been good. It's been exciting, like I said, for all of it happening at one city and under COVID. I think only one game. They only lost one game so far to COVID protocols, which that's amazing when you have that many games. So shout out to the safety protocols that they were using there. Shout out to the people that it took to get these games done. And shout out to the coaching staffs too, because the coaching staffs with these young men and young women in San Antonio, keeping them all there in that one city, I'm sure some of them were getting bored, to be honest. So it was really, they did a really good job of, balancing what they can do with young players and honestly balancing trying to get it done and win it all right in the tournament and all that pressure that comes with it. So I think it's been awesome. But I think one of the best parts of the tournament has been that Buddy Boeheim going off for Syracuse, right? And then you got to see the clip of when Melo was there in the tournament and Buddy Boeheim was a little kid. I mean, what an amazing clip to just kind of piece it all together and just showing how, basketball is a family game and a tradition, and especially at Syracuse, how it's just carried on over there. And Jim Boeheim has done such a great job. But to see the coach's kid go out there and just lighten it up in the games, he was knocking down shots and saying, I'm buckets, if you go back to the replay. And so that was just one of the most exciting parts of the tournament for me. But as far as who can take down Gonzaga, who's left, it's got to be Baylor. I'm wearing the Baylor green. It's honestly the Celtics green as well, but we'll just call it Baylor green for now. One of the last times, because we're going to start using green screens on this show. So, hey, if you like what you're seeing from us, subscribe to this show, give this a like, give this clip a like, because, yeah, we got a lot more stuff coming down the line that we're going to be busting out and even just trying out for fun. But, yeah, I'm wearing that Baylor green because I think if they're one team that could take Gonzaga down, I think it would be Baylor. They've looked strong in this tournament. They've got a good front court. They've been playing well. And I don't know. I still have to root for Gonzaga, like you said, putting the money on Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga is going to win it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so fun to watch, too. That's the other thing is I love watching Jalen Suggs. He's going to probably be a top 5 pick in the draft. He was a 2-sport athlete in high school in Minnesota. Also a really great high school football player. There's actually a cool picture on Twitter, too, of him and Paige, I always forget her last name, from UConn, together. Because I think they went to the same high school. They're both from Minnesota, 2 of the top athletes in high school, across the country. Paige Becker, I think is her name.
Paige Bucher, I believe it is. I don't want to murder. I think we might have both.
I don't want to mess up her name. She's just won Player of the Year, too. So I can't believe I can't remember her last name.
I believe.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me. But, yeah, that was a cool picture to see as well. So, yeah, Gonzaga is fun to root for, too. They're just one of those teams. So, yeah, I think it's going to be tough for anybody to stop them.